Hey there, everybody. I like listening to people rant and be angry as much as the next person. Kind of cathartic, kind of therapeutic for me. It feels like I'm yelling with them. And it helps get a lot of pressure off of my chest, which is how I kind of deal with things. Probably not the healthiest. I probably need a therapist. For the time being, it's the cheapest option I have. Now, if you happen to recognize me and you happen to be the people that this letter is about, sit on this and rotate. Have a seat over there. Call your therapist. No, call a therapist. Because I'm pretty sure the both of you have never valued mental health. I doubt you ever will. I definitely think you should check in with a therapist just in case, just in the offhand, that you can be a decent human being. But, if you're not going to do that, then I think this letter should just be enough of a slap in the face. I don't think you need a professional telling you how bad you fucked up. Now, see, I had to write this as a script because during this entire interaction, there was a man who was twice my age and size who could have killed me, yelling at me very aggressively. And I've dealt with violent men before, so I don't remember everything. My brain keeps trying to shelve the interaction out of the way because it doesn't want to look at it. Because I think I might have been kind of traumatized by that event. So it's just kind of shelving everything out of the way. But luckily, last night I had a moment of clarity and I remembered the experience. And now I have a letter written for those assholes. From tales of making your son pay for the internet as a teen without letting him use it, taking his doors off to keep away his security, to apparently behavior so cruel and damaging as making him believe his very existence was a nuisance. I was nervous about interacting with the both of you for a while, but I gotta say, I was really underprepared for the malicious, aggressive, and rather childish interaction you gave me. Firstly, you went into the situation assuming intentions, which, as Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist, host of Cinema Therapy and Mended Light, will tell you, is the worst thing that you can do when approaching a conflict. It's legitimately a behavioral issue that a therapist will consider vehemently unhealthy and try to help you work out of. But that's nothing compared to the way you asked me things and didn't even let me finish my sentences. And you still found a way to make anything I said, calmly by the way, into a problem. When I said in the time that I'd known him, I'd seen immense social and emotional growth, not only did you assume that I did that, which never said I did, but he said I did, which I don't really fully believe. I just kind of connected him to Cinema Therapy and he kind of went from there. Good source, good resource. If you ever want to be better at being a human and interacting with people, you're definitely going to want to check them out. Earlier in that conversation, you had said he was behind for his class. And then when I said he had made some strides towards improvement, you immediately turned around and said, oh, he could do all of that just fine. You didn't need to do shit. You didn't do shit. Yeah, you were like that. A fucking child. You asked me what brought me there, and then you cut me off telling me that you didn't want my pity story when the actual fact was I was running from a toxic situation with my family that was ramping towards physical, and I ran away, hung out with a dude who I thought was chill, until I found out that he was a narcissistic sexual harasser with a physical violence record, and I ran from him to stay with your son, who was fine with it, by the way. He was just really nervous about having someone in his space, because the landlords were being cunts. I was going to explain that I grew up in a retirement town with no work opportunities before you started bashing me and basically questioning my entire worth. You're 23 and you don't have your own place? Oh, I'm sorry. The economy fucking sucks right now. Have you noticed? Have you been outside? Oh no, you're part of that generation where everything was still okay. Got it. See, also, lived in a retirement town with no work opportunities. Everything you said, from legitimately threatening to harm me and lock him away, to the sickeningly sweet tone you forced after I had proved that I was not a manipulative, crazy bitch, after letting your husband make me feel like I was about to fucking die. Not only is your oversensitive tendency to escalate and inflate everything I said extremely childish, the way that you interrupted every word was a very bully-like way of controlling the conversation. And your inability to go into the conversation at a calmness and tonal etiquette that I carried was fucking disgraceful at best. You're older than me. How are you this fucking embarrassing? I'm gonna go about the rest of my life absolutely giddy as a peach to know that I will never be like you. And when I have kids of my own, I'm gonna be very happy. I'm gonna have a prime example on my tool belt of what not to do. If you don't recognize me, just enjoy the yelling. And if you do recognize me and you are the people who did this, go fuck yourself and call your therapist. Just call a therapist. Go to therapy. Fix your shit. You're a fucking disgrace.